You've probably heard the idiom, oil and water don't mix. Oil and water literally don't mix because of their structures, and this has probably been known for thousands of years. Water is a polar molecule. Its structure means that it has a positive charge on one end and a negative charge on the other. Water molecules stick together because the positive end of one water molecule is attracted to the negative end of another water molecule. The structure of an oil molecule is nonpolar. Its charge is evenly balanced rather than having one positive and one negative end. Back to my point, and I do have one. The phrase about oil and water not mixing with reference to human interactions originated in the United States, of course, in the 1780s. With respect to human interactions, the phrase refers to the inability or unwillingness of some people to get along. Entire families are afflicted with this antisocial sentiment. All of our writing and speaking about planetary hospice, which depends upon people acting with decency toward one another, seems rather silly when viewed through the lens of this country since the 1780s, when it was widely known that oil and water don't mix, and neither do some humans. Oil and water literally do not mix. They do, however, share something important with respect to life on Earth. Both are drying up. I'm not suggesting the planet will run out of oil or water anytime soon, but their ability to serve humans is rapidly declining. As predicted by M. King Hubbert with a presentation to the American Petroleum Institute in 1956, oil reached its peak in the United States in 1970. The U.S. was no longer the world's swing supplier. Shortly thereafter, significant societal disruption followed. OPEC was formed. Considerable power was transferred out of this country and into other countries. As a co-author and I reported in a peer-reviewed paper published on April 16, 2008, the world peak for conventional oil, that is, crude plus condensate, was passed in 2005. As we wrote in the abstract, quote, world demand for oil likely will severely outstrip supply in 2008, leading to increasingly higher oil prices. Consequences are likely to include increasing gasoline prices, rapidly increasing inflation, and subsequently a series of increasingly severe recessions followed by a worldwide economic depression. Consequences may include, particularly in industrialized countries such as the United States, massive unemployment, economic collapse, and chaos. End quote. As predicted, we're there. Those are the good old days. As reported in this space on November 7th, 2022, 3 weeks and 2 days ago, we have reached the point of declining oil supplies at the level of the world. In other words, we passed global peak of extracting all oil, including tar sands, shale, and oil deep beneath the ocean. We also passed the peak of access to fossil fuels. The near future will not be known as the good old days. In fact, what's likely to come is some combination of the following. The inability to continue economic growth will result from and lead to reduced industrial activity. This in turn will lead to loss of aerosol masking. Professor James Hansen has said in many presentations and interviews that the aerosols that cool the planet will fall out of the atmosphere in about 5 days. The ensuing very rapid rate of environmental change spells really bad news for all life on Earth. As a fan of life on Earth, I mourn the extinction of Homo sapiens and the consequent extinction of all life on Earth. You need not go far to find informed financiers talking about the economic implications currently underway and likely to get worse. You'll hear phrases such as reset, collapse, and chaos. Meanwhile, rivers are drying up around the globe, as reported in this space several times during the last 2 months. Loss of aerosol masking and the consequent rate of environmental change is terrible news. Lack of water to drink is worse. If the loss of aerosol masking does not result in the loss of all life on Earth due to the ensuing rapid rate of environmental change, as indicated by the November 13, 2008 peer-reviewed paper by Strone and Bradshaw on Scientific Reports, then surely the uncontrolled meltdown of nuclear power plants will do the awful deed. After all, the resulting ionizing radiation will almost certainly strip away stratospheric ozone, thereby leading to the very rapid sunburning of humans and other animals. We reported this likely outcome in this space on June 29, 2021, with a video titled Means of Extinction, Nuclear Facilities Implode. That was June 29, 2021. Supporting peer-reviewed evidence was provided with a blog post that same day at guymcpherson.com, June 29, 2021. So there you have it, the near future in a nutshell. Declining access to oil, the most important material in the history of industrial civilization, is already causing dire economic circumstances. It'll get worse, and then it'll get worse. Rivers are losing water. We are losing the ability to grow food. And if all this sounds truly awful, remember that you still have the ability to control your own response. At the edge of extinction, only love remains.